So my name's Hannah Plank, and this is my organizational flowchart that we made and we're going to talk about. And sorry for the fan. We're melting, literally. We're melting over here. So, anywho, here we go. So, I looked at our district. I've been a sub for a long time, so pretty much I kind of know literally everybody in every building that we have. And so that's where I based a lot of this from, most of which I'm still friends with, and I was able to talk to them. So here I have kind of color-coded per building. So our lower elementary, our upper elementary, our middle school, and our high school. As far as the structure, I think if I was able to spread it all out, it would look very flat. It would be a very flat structure. We're a small school, small district. So there's really not much hierarchy as far as, we have our superintendent and our school board obviously at the top, principal of each building next. But as far as everybody else, it's pretty well on an even keel. So for that reason, I think we're kind of, I put that we're a hybrid of a flat structure and a divisions or a department structure, because it kind of depends on how you look at it. So when it comes to, we'll start with a flat structure. Okay, flat structure. There's still a little bit of a chain of command, but most everybody's on the same level. There's not much separating the staff from the higher ups. Okay, and especially small school, small district. Literally, I could walk across the street and be at our superintendent's house. So, even if, right at the moment I'm down here, I've been a sub forever, but I'm getting ready to be a teacher in hopefully this building here. But even the lower downs, and I say lower downs, but we're really not. There's not much separation between any of the levels straight up to the top, both symbolically and literally, which I love. I love that about our small school. With that, of course, each building is a little bit different. Each principal runs things a little different. But for the most part, the relationships are strong. Again, small school, small town, everybody knows everybody, everybody's related to everybody. So there's the occasional check-ins, but the relationships with the admins are strong, and for the most buildings, we're kind of able to make decisions on our own so long as it is in keeping with the overall goals. Okay. That said, there's also a bit of a division structure or department structure. Obviously, within each building has its own separate world. Obviously. There's a little bit of cases where we're sharing resources. Like here, our special ed director for the elementary is shared between both elementaries. Why she's green instead of yellow or blue. She's both. But so we have our departments as far as our divisions for each building. So Lincoln, exists on its own here. Central on its own. Middle school, high school, each one has its own. And then you also have within the grade levels are like their own, department. Even with that, there's only 3 teachers per grade level, up through 5th grade. So your team doesn't really have a leader. It's just your other two teachers in the same grade level as you. When you get up into the middle school and high school, I think they do have meetings occasionally to discuss the state standard changes and things like that with math department, language arts department, science department, etc. But again, even that, there's maybe for the middle school and high school together, there's maybe four math teachers total, four science teachers total. So, very small school. Your teams are very small, and there's not really a team leader. I know sometimes it's kind of unspoken that the veteran teachers, are the unofficial leaders just because of their experience and expertise, but there's no official team leaders on anything. And I put down here these things in purple and the subs. These are ones, they are shared across all four buildings. Now, they probably would, they're over here by themselves for a reason. One, underneath each section would have its own hierarchy that's going on. So, for instance, transportation department, you have the transportation director, he has a secretary, and then you have got the bus drivers, and then the substitute bus drivers. Same thing for tech, we have the coordinator, and then we have 2 or 3 technicians that go and fix stuff. So each of these in themselves, except Mr. Commons, he's his own. Each of them have their own small little hierarchy within their department, but their resources are shared for the entire district. They go through all 4 buildings. As far as where they would fall in here, they would kind of be on the same level, I guess, as the principals. And with that, like here, I put the arrows going both ways because all of these guys work together. All of these are a team. They all have their part. They all work together. Nobody's above anybody else. Nobody's under anybody else. Special ed director works with the teachers. Secretary, they work with everybody. So I would probably put at least the heads of these departments up here with the principals with the 2-way arrows. They don't do as they're told necessarily, as far as they don't really answer to the principals, but the principals are who coordinates. I don't know. I don't really know where to put them, but I know that they definitely need included because they are a vital part of making a successful school run. So I probably would put them up here, but with 2-way arrows, everybody works together. We are kind of, again, I mentioned each building's a little bit different as far as how they run things. So I think for the most part, the 2 elementaries and the high school, the lower elementary and the high school, those principals, it's pretty decentralized. They kind of they trust their people, they let their people make their own decisions, they step in when needed, okay? The upper elementary, he's brand new principal, I don't really know much about him yet, okay? But I know the middle school principal, he runs a very tight ship. So that would probably be the building that would be more centralized, okay? There's not much wiggle room. He wants included on every little decision. He wants at least in on, okay? It's the way he runs things, and it works, okay? Those students know what will fly and what won't, because it trickles down from the principal to the teachers to the students. And you have to with middle school. So that's our district. That's our buildings, how things go. And yeah.